Hello everyone, welcome back to the Battlefield Siege Run. Here we have another Pauper video, and let me tell you, I've been cooking. I've been cooking hard, and I've been looking on the internet to see what kind of deck I wanted to cook up, and saw this one on the Moxfield, which was pretty cool. So this is a top control deck, okay? Very similar to Familiars, but it's using a really powerful card. So if you're not familiar with Familiars, it uses Sunscape Familiar. This one reduces the cost of green and blue spells. Great. This is very important because outside of the familiar shell, which I'll explain in a minute, it uses Temporal Spring. This card we have used in the past. Very powerful card. It says put target permanent on top of its owner's library. So it's very similar to like Plow Under, except it's just for one permanent. But what was really cool with it is that we reduce it by one, so it's only a green and a blue. And we also use Memory Lapse, which is another way where we put another card on top of their deck. So it doesn't really matter what we're putting on, but the beauty is with the permanent, you can kind of break up Tron lands if you want to. And also you can use the Memory Lapse to put whatever on top. So it's really nice when you have a bit of a soft lock going, and then you just like Memory Lapsing them constantly, and you're just putting like a Preordain on top or something like that, and they can't really do much about it. It's running 2 portents, because why the hell not, first of all? But you can, of course, Memory Lapse, or, put their Tron land back on top of their deck and portent, put it, swap it around, put it on the third to the bottom, or just shuffle it back in and draw your card in your upkeep and be on your merry way. What I really liked about this deck, and I have played some games in the past with it, is that it's a lot more proactive than Familiars. So obviously Familiars runs some counter spells like Prohibit, I believe. But what's really cool about this is obviously you can go God's Faithful into Familiar, get the foundation going, and then you use the Ghostly Flicker Archaeomancer. So flicking the Archaeomancer, get back Ghostly Flicker, and then keep using Temporal Springs and whatnot. So it's running a couple more. So it's running this Demonic Wall as well. So you can actually the plan is to get 2 out, so you can Ghostly Flicker them both, and then you can get Memory Lapses back, and then the Ghostly Flickers or Temporal Spring and that back, and then you can kind of soft lock them out of the game. So you don't need to have the 2 Sunscape Familiars to have the infinite Ghostly Flicker, Flicker an Island, Flicker your Archaeomancer, and just get infinite instant spells, so then you can do the Memory Mystic. Obviously still has that, so you can win this a lot of the time by still doing that by just getting infinite birds through the Ghostly Flicker 2 Sunscape Familiar Archaeomancer combo. But this is very impressive how this works, and it's just so proactive in what it does as well. And the ability to snap and like untap 2 Karoo lands is also very powerful and gets lots of mana kicking as well. So very, very fun deck. Really cool to kind of have almost like land destruction in this top control style in this Familiars build. Over to the sideboard, we're just running a couple other like mainstays. So we are running a couple Glory Scale, which is Essence Scatter, but it's slightly better because of the legendary spell. But it doesn't really matter too much. 2 Negates, 4 Hydroblast, and just a little bit of stuff kind of similar to the other Familiar decks that we've seen, but 2 Last Breaths just to handle some of those early cards. And the gaining life doesn't really matter, obviously. And then 1 Thraben Charm, 2 Dust to Dust, 2 Stonehorn Dignitaries, also just for the aggro. Like if we don't get the God's Pharaoh's Faithful at the beginning, it'd be pretty grim for us. And then we have 1 Circle of Protection Blue, which is always a cool card, but it's essentially a way to just handle terror and whatnot. Just using that on a terror or a serpent will bite us a lot of time if we can't get to our Murmuring Mystic, or they actually counterspell it, and then we have to get a Pulse Murasa to get back the Murmuring Mystic and then do our loop. So there's ways in around it essentially. That's why we're only running the 1 Murmuring Mystic. Anyway, if you do enjoy these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. It does help out the channel a fair bit. I do have members as well. I have level 1, level 2. So level 1's just $1 if you want to access my videos a little bit earlier than anyone else. And also you can use my code word SiegeRyan through Mana Traders, get a little bit of money off when you use their loan program. Their lowest program is the way how I play Magic anyway. It allows you to do 100 tickets for any format, but it actually has a little bit in it where it will do 200 tickets if you're just renting Pauper cards, which is why you're probably watching this channel anyway, to see what kind of weird decks we are playing out here. Anyway, I had lots of fun playing this deck. I'll see you in the first match. Alright, we're on the play. Let's see what our opening hand is, eh? Oh, do not keep this. We will mull. It's close, but no cigar. This is better. We'll probably just get rid of the Barons. Hold on this. Oh, I guess we just get blue-white and I can get green. Yeah, we'll get rid of this. Just go blue-white. Why? They're probably thinking, oh, we're playing a Gates deck. No, we're not, opponent. We really aren't. Playing Familiars with a twist, with a little lemon twist. Alright, this is Tron. It should be interesting. Obviously, the hand that we have isn't as good. But let's just go Relic here. We're at Lauren Revealed. A lot of things we can't necessarily play straight away. If they just don't have natural draw. No, they don't. Okay, so this scrying, if they're keeping on top, then we will play with that. And really we want the stuff to tuck these towers and whatnot. Bottom, okay. Got a conduit, so we're not going to be meeting Tron straight away. Honestly, at this point, I'll probably just take a stone. Yeah, probably just the familiar, I think. So we get these draws going. We just get the eyelet. I'm kind of happy just to play that, to be honest. They're important. Okay, that is interesting. I really want them to draw that. I'm happy for them to draw the bramble worm though. We'll go, engineering is obviously the best for them. Go like this, and you can just play the worm. Play this one. Probably likely even just going I think we need to cycle this Lauren Revealed. That's good. Let's hold into the Lauren Revealed for now. Although if we draw a thingo, then we can go. Maybe we actually do a temporal spring then, because if we can play Sunscape and potentially temporal spring. Let's just Lauren Revealed. We can get unarmed. We need another white source. We can always get another white source if we need to. You get a temporal spring, that's good. So now we can go white island, play this island, and then let's just go green, blue, that on top. And then pass, and then now we can start next turn going Meeting of the Minds. It costs 3, it costs 2 essentially, so just 2 mana, draw 2. And really, let's just keep trying to draw temporal springs, I say. We get a snap. So let's just go tap this as well. Just another tap land. Let's go island, and then we can always cycle that if we want to, or do the Meeting of the Minds. Which I think is actually correct to cycle the landscape. They have Tron now, which isn't good for us. Okay. I think we do want to pick up the familiar here, to be honest. Because it actually allows us to do our combos and whatnot with the Murmuring Mystic. Let's just use our mana the best now. Memory Lapse is nice. Just go play the Sunscape. Just play another white source. And then, yeah, we'll just Memory Lapse whatever they play. Probably cycle this Cryogenic Relic, although if we do draw a Ghostly Flicker, it's going to be a little bit awkward. If it's just another Pinnacle another Pinnacle kill ship, that's fine. I'm in the market for something a little bit extra though now. Got their Tron, they've got 7 cards in hand. Just the Bramble Worm, but yeah, let's just chuck it on top. We could like do a Cryogem Relic thing, but I don't want to crack the relic right now. I think we just keep it in case we draw a flicker. Memory lapse. Let us cycle. It's a little bit sad because we don't have as much green. Let's cycle this. Another memory lapse. All right, we'll play this. Pick up the island. And let's just play this Sunscape out now. And we can always just memory lapse that thing again. Archaeomancer would be good. That Lorenville will be very good here as well. So I just go and Bramble again. We've got a couple turns to deal with this. It's nice. Right, give me a draw. Okay, that's not a draw. All right, now let's just try and draw something now. I feel. Murmuring Mystic. Okay. We will play that. Go with this. Oh, sorry, it costs only 1 extra. That's fine. Play Chancery. Pick up an island. Alright, we'll pass. And hopefully now we can just draw. Well, Archaeomancer will be nuts because Archaeomancer into Alone revealed, and then we can hopefully draw Ghostly Flicker and just go Infinite Burbs. Infinite Birds does it. We got the Pinnacle there. So now we need to draw something or like a snap because otherwise they're just going to like cook our Memory Mystic in that. We do have a Pulse, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, they were just okay. All right. So Stonehorns are actually pretty powerful against them because they can't actually win the game any other way. And then Glorious Gales and Negates are like, I do like Dust to Dust. Last Breaths don't do anything, Hydros don't do anything. Let's cut the Godfarer's Gifts. We don't really need the... Well, Infinite Life kind of does stuff. The Pulses are kind of important. And really, I think we can go down the Flickers. We don't need the Mnemonic Wall. Sunscapes are still important. Sea Gates aren't as good. Maybe we just keep in like 2 Godfarer's Faithful, just because we can gain a lot of life with it, I guess, and survive that way. But we don't need as many. And maybe just cut the Seagate Oracles. And cut the Temporal Spring's important. Maybe just like 1 Dignitary. We don't need too many. Like we have plenty of ways to crowd control, but I wouldn't mind just 1 in the deck just to sort them out. We kind of had, like, they kind of had us next turn unless we drew like a Lowering Revealed or something like that. I think now we're gonna like lean a bit more with the Lowering Revealeds and not cycle them as much, I feel. It's very close, but sadly we will have to mulligan. We need another land here, essentially, to really go off to the races. Good hand though, besides that. We'll mull. They're keeping 7, okay. Can't keep this, sadly. Do need a land. 2 lands, that's okay, this works, we'll keep. I think we're just gonna probably bottom that. We need the lands. The Sunscape's nice. I think we just do something like this, to be honest. Get like a Plains and then Red Chamber. But then this might not be fast enough, to be honest. A Blasky Jelly there, very good. Alright. We'll play this, just go get a Plains. Pass over. I don't like our shot when we're on the draw here, especially because we're not really doing anything till turn 3. And if they just natural Tron with the Blasting Jelly, not good for us. Alright, they just got another Urza's Mine. Fantastic if they just play that. Okay, they do. So you just have double Mine. They really, with Tron decks, you're meant to mull until you have all your Tron, you know? We will just play the Growth Chamber. I want to keep the Lone Revealed around. You know, and then, I mean, we can't actually, you know, memory lapse and in the same turn, sadly, but what happens when you mulligan? So we map now. So it probably means they're not really getting that many more lands. If they get a tower off the top, we're pretty screwed if they do have a tower off the top. We can always temporal spring to save a turn, but then we need to kind of run a land so we can then memory lapse. And then we're kind of in dire straits. Maybe we should have actually just lone revealed for an island actually there. Get another power plant. Okay. We're a lot further than us here. Okay, come on deck. Memory lapse. I think we do spend the turn playing this. And let's go just grab another island, I think. Wasn't going to change too much what we were going to do anyway. But hopefully now, like we can still spring if we want to and then keep up a memory lapse. When we have to fade the lands, really. Yep. Bond's Ornament. That is a thing that we can dust to dust though, so we needed another white pip for that, but alas, here we are. And like we've also could have just gone like the blue-white tap land, like I guess we don't necessarily need to go too crazy. Alright. I actually think what we might do is spring the Ornament, and we can negate that next turn. Because it goes on top, and so we know they're not drawing an Tron land. And then we can just negate it, because that's going to pull them away, you know? We still got this memory lapse and what have you. Hopefully we just draw like a... Sorry, don't need to tap the planes. That's the whole point of the deck as well. Alright, deck. We've got a fair few turns to chill. But I mean with the lone revealed, then we kind of have to just chill for a good while. And this card doesn't matter too much now because we can play these memory lapses and whatnot. We really need to have a lone revealed here or a meeting of the minds or Cryogenic Relic, something to start get things going. Cryogenic Relic would actually be nuts. And if this is a non-lane card, then they're not going to be able to blast and jelly for a good while. I think we do lapse that because they can't do this again. They only have one colored mana. This goes on the top and then that's kind of it. I mean, this is what the top deck does. It puts things on top of the deck. Island's not fun. We have one more memory lapse. We have to see how we go with it. You know, if we hit Archaeomance, it's absolutely cracked. Got one card left. Come on, deck. Give me a draw spell and Cryogenic Relic, something good. I mean, we might be able to use that, so... It probably needs something like Deep Analysis as well, actually, because we can just really use all sides of it, you know? I'm just gonna negate this. They might actually, because of all the counter spells, they might just concede like they did in game one. We got one card left. Give me a Cryogenic Relic. Cryogenic Relic. Oh my god, thank you, deck. Okay, that's a snap. With white, there's not too much that I want to do. Can we still Ghostly Flicker? I guess we can just Ghostly Flicker our planes. Yes, that's what we will do. Just draw two more cards. This is nice. What can we do here? We can play the Mystic. 1, 2, 3. Maybe we do that because we can always just snap it. Yeah. If they have anything specific for it, they can try. We get like one birdie out of it, which is nice. They got a boulder now. Okay, that's what they drew. We can dust those though as well. The scry's crazy. This card's so good. Top, bottom. Alright, so they're likely going to have the last Tron land. We got another snap. I'm kind of tempted to snap. And dust to dust. Maybe just see what they do. They're gonna sack these boulders anyway. I'm just thinking like we could just get rid of their color. Like they obviously have a Tron land on top. And the Starship doesn't do too much. I think, and this does get... And then we can't really get rid of anything else. I think, look, this sounds absolutely nuts, but I think we actually do this. Maybe we actually do the Sunscape because it's cheaper. Now we can just go this and this. And go... We will play the Familiar again. The 1, 2... I actually need to do it like that. That's okay. Just if they have a bramble worm, then they can't do anything about that, you know. Then we've got 2 birds. We can snap back the Mystic. I mean, this might be a counterspell. Who knows? Red, you say? I wonder what mana this is for. Oh, fire a cannonade. That's kind of fine. Just to reset the birds. Again, Archaeomancer, I would absolutely love to see you. Alright, there you go, you got Tron. But nothing else? Maybe they just have cannonades. Or like, maybe it's with colored spells like Richard Garfield intended. We will play this for 3, 4. Keep up the growth chamber. Because if we can just honestly just put that back on top, it's going to be bad news bear for them. Alright, we didn't draw anything specific. We can play this. Just ideally, okay. Attack for 1. So not ideal, we still kind of need to draw into something else here. But if they're playing like 1 creature, like they're not obviously playing the Pinnacle or anything like that. They've got so much mana. And obviously drew that. Yeah, we hit the card spells. There you go, it mattered. It mattered, the dust to dust. Alright, let's play another one. Alright, on the play, fantastic. Let's have a look here. Yeah, this hand's good. I think we just go fetch a plains, an island, Familiar, Bob's your uncle. We could set up, depending on what they're playing, if we know they've got bolts and stuff, we can set up a snap situation. They're just asking if who I am is who I am, and it is. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get the plains, no matter what. They have all the other mana. So they're playing gates. So yeah, so essentially, what I might do now, they're not gonna play anything too crazy, I think, here, but they're obviously playing gates, and the medics can be a little bit annoying. Oh, the white black, yeah. So I kind of want to just ease into 3, 4 what we're playing. I think we're just gonna pick up the plains. It did just get a little bit awkward. Like, we could have played everything else out. So we could have just landed out all the other lands, but essentially here anyway, I mean, we don't have to play the familiar straight away. We can just chill next turn and play like a lapse. I'm expecting a, yeah, well, that's just a lifelink-esque effect. All right. So if we go, I'm kind of happy to just memory lapse whatever if it comes up, and then next turn we can play this with snap back up. And if they try journey it, then we just bounce it. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna stop whatever they do on their turn anyway. We got some crazy mana off this snap. Ooh, green. They're just like 4 color. That's cool. That's, yeah, they can play the cat. That's okay. Cool. That is cool. I think we do just lapse that now. Just use our mana. Happy for them to draw that, you know. Stops the clock a little bit more, and they didn't attack. All right, so let us just play the familiar. I don't think we temporal spring. I mean, we could temporal spring, but I want to protect. I don't care if they do counters too much, and then if they don't do anything, we can Meeting of the Minds. So let's just pass. This is what I meant about this. So we will just snap this. And then we'll bounce 2 more lands, and then we can just Meeting of the Minds on our turn. We don't lose our creature, which is fantastic for us. And then, yeah, let's just draw a card. And they've drawn their counters thing here. Playing Benevolent Bodyguard. Well, yeah, they're just going to. We just play this now. Alright, got Seagate Oracle. That's a pretty good blocker. I think we just bring their land, to be honest. It is tempting whatever we do. That is also nice. So if we go, I think the familiar is obviously crucial here, and we can also just cycle through that. So let's play familiar. Lapse can be important. Maybe we just play the Seagate Oracle as like a blocker. So it can block like the cat or whatever. And we can get something nice here. And that also we can play that. So you put a country and you'll put the Meeting of the Minds in our hand. And then we'll just pass. If they just do counters, that's fine. And then we can go for draws. Because we can always just try and Temple Spring this Acolyte away. Now I feel like they won't have any colored mana. I kind of don't hate just putting that back on top, and then we'll put the Citadel Gate back on top after. Because now we can just block. Like there's no real way for them to get through this. Just block this. Fine. They have an instant, whatever, that's fine as well. Just let them gain some life, I guess, what they're thinking. And let's put this gate on top. We'll go this, gate on top. And then we'll obviously play a land. This is 4 mana, so 1, 2, 3. We can't play that. I was like, if we played that, I guess we could have. But now we can Meeting of the Minds. I think we just pass and Meeting of the Minds and just get through to our combo, I think. So they can't do counters this turn. Got the Citadel Gate. And then next turn, I think we just Mnemonic Wall, honestly, and just Temporal Spring. I mean, it depends on what we get off this Meeting of the Minds anyway. Meeting of the Minds like this. More lands, okay. Memory lapse. Well, now we want the green, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just return that. I didn't do anything else. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the wall. Can we get back? I mean, we can also just like memory lapse. Maybe just get back Meeting of the Minds and draw more cards. Yes, please. And then let's play this and then green. All right. We continue. So they're probably going to do counters again. You can see what I mean. Like they're not haven't drawn another land now. We know that they're drawing this counter, the spell that gives counters. We can memory lapse it, and then we can use that last mana to also Meeting of the Minds. Block everything still, and then yeah, if we draw literally a Ghostly Flicker, pretty cooked for them. Pretty cooked. And this Meeting of the Minds just costs 3, so we don't have to use this green. This green's not going to be used for anything anyway. It's probably a pretty hectic deck to play against, to be honest. Can't attack. Put that card back on top. Let's just tap our creatures down. Draw 2 cards. Hopefully get a Ghostly or a Cryogem Relic into other things. That's good. Well, this is bad news bear for them. But let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then cast this. Okay, we do hit that, so I do want to play this other Sunscape Familiar. We're not doing anything else. We'll go 1, play Sunscape, and then we'll Temporal Spring the Citadel Gate again. Sorry, Citadel Gate. So really they're just doing the same turn again. And then yeah, we're not attacking. But now we have this Archaeomancer we're playing next turn. If we get a Ghostly Prison, they are absolutely cooked. But yeah, essentially we can play this this Sunscape Familiar. They have the counters thing. They're playing another Bodyguard, okay. Yeah, and really you can just really lock people out. Oh, another Archaeomancer. Alright, so we're gonna go, I do kind of, doesn't matter too much. We'll play the Sunscape because we need all the pips this turn. Play this. Let's get the Temporal Spring back, and then we'll grab a Loring Revealed and draw a bunch of cards. Temporal Spring this, and then we'll play this. Pick up the Tranquil Landscape. Blue, play the other Archaeomancer, grab a Loring Revealed because it draws more cards for us, and that's what we want in life. Right, there you are, Loring Revealed. And then we got 4 draws to try and draw any of our other draws, essentially. And then we can do our infinites and whatnot. Haven't seen any life gainers, which don't matter too much. But again, like we can also just draw our flickers, and I mean, it's just infinite after that. We can just pick up a Temporal Spring and the Ghostly Flicker, and just bad news bear after that, you know. Even if they play counters here, it's just kind of like, we're doing what we want to do, but yeah. Alright, so we'll go 1, 2, play this for 2 mana, which is crazy. So it's just a recall for 2 mana, which is very nice. I've got a Portent. I'm more inclined to cycle. They're just saying unsubbing because of this. So that's a fair cop, my dude. Let's cycle this. Alright, just that. We will just go, I mean, we can cycle this Ash Barrens as well, but let's just go Portent. and make sure they're just going to draw probably still the counters, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't matter because we're going to memory lapse it anyway. So we'll just go this. They can just draw the travel preparations again. No, you could technically shuffle if you wanted to. And let's actually just cycle through. We don't draw any more basics. Just go get a forest so we have another green source. We can pulse and whatnot. Yeah, we're basically only drawing Gasola after this, so. Draw off the Portent. Alright, there we go, we got a Relic. So literally we get a Ghostly Flicker and they're cooked here. It's essentially the lock. They'll just keep drawing whatever they play. We're doing it. We're doing it. Alright, let's play the Kraken Relic for 1 mana. And to be honest, I'm going to cycle it. As soon as we get a Ghostly Flicker, we win the game. We'll cast that now. We will just tap. Alright, doesn't matter. This. It's crazy that it costs that much. We will. Sorry, we should have cycled this as well. Sorry. So we will do that. Island's fine. The island. Not targeting anything so it doesn't fizzle. Draw some card. Let's draw another card. Okay, we still didn't draw anything, and we've cycled through everything else. We need that Ghostly Flicker. Alright, we'll pass the turn. They've learned that to draw their other spells, they need to not play spells, and both is fine with me, because wherever they play, I am going to memory lapse. But they do kind of need like another land, which is the issue. Yeah, sorry, we will counter this. Alright. I mean, I don't have anything else. I just have like random creatures. We should have played the Sunscape Familiar though. Alright, let's play the Sunscape Familiar. Ooh, let's actually just tap the Chancery. Even though this doesn't really matter now, but you know, that's fine. Alright, let's play Lorien Revealed. Draw 3 more cards. Hopes to get the Flicker. Temporal Spring. We will play this for 1. I guess we put 1 in the hand. Don't really want any God's Pharaohs. I don't even want to play it, Just say, sorry, this is kind of the deck. I'm not going to play this because of we will actually use our timer too much. We don't really have anything now. We'll play this. We just play an island, I guess. Pass a turn. We have plenty of blockers. I mean, even putting counters on everything doesn't really matter. Yeah, literally a Flicker just locks us up, you know? Yeah, there we go. Alright. Just target an Archaeomancer. Oh, hang on. Not there. Essentially, it is like infinite. So what we'll do is we go get back 2 things. I just tell them this is the lock. Yeah. So this deck preys on like the slower decks. And then we obviously have the Memory Mystic, and you can use the Ghostly Flicker in an island and like the thingo just to go infinite. We will bring in the obvious Gales. And Stonehold Dignitaries they can't really beat, so we'll bring in that. The Last Breaths are nice for exiling, so we'll bring in that. Things that we don't need as much, I think they're all pretty good. Snaps, I think we don't need the Mnemonic Wool. We need all the draws. The Memory Mystic is our win con. What else do we kind of not need? Maybe just not the Glorious Gales, not needed that much. Sunscapes, Snaps. Portents don't feel like this because we can just tap down whatever they need. Probably 1 God's Pharaoh's Gift isn't needed either. Right. Let's run this back. It felt good though. It felt pretty good. You could make an argument for Raven Charm, potentially. Can't keep this. We do need the other land here. We will mull. At least 2 lands. The Sunscapes are good. The Temporal Spring also does help as well. And honestly, I think, well, this is probably just getting a forest. Blue's pretty strapped. It's bottoming a snap. The pulse, I think, is going to come in handy, especially if we need to block with something and then they do something with it. So, or, you know, we play a Sunscape and then they get rid of that. Okay, that's at least good. Just pass. We will still get a forest. We can Temporal Spring on 3. Alright, Standard Bearer. That's a good one. We can always snap that though. So we can go. I guess because it does hit our thing, but we did bring in Last Breath, so let's just play Chancery and pick up the planes. They can't do anything about this because we control. They have a run of the mill here. Shattered Acolyte, good card, excellent card. They don't draw a land though. We can set them back 1 turn with the like we can kind of like bounce this with a snap and then get rid of that, and they can't play that. I kind of don't hate that, to be honest. We can't do too much else though. So if we go this, we tap, and then we can, I think it just slows them down too much, and then we can just hope and pray to draw something else. We snap. I think we can still choose that creature. Oh, it has like, while an opponent's choosing targets, that player must choose at least 1 flag bearer. So we choose the flag bearer, it goes back, and then we'll be able to play it for a turn. I kind of like that. It just like locks up the next turn or so for us. Bounce that, untap 2 lands, and we'll Temporal Spring, return this, back on top. Oop. Oh no, wait, sorry, we have to tap like that. My bad. And then let's cycle this, go get an island. Which the Temporal Spring said draw a card. How busted would that be? And now they got 2 colorless cards out. They'll play that land or come to play tapped. I don't know, it's just a way to slow them down a little bit here. And hopefully we can just even Last Breath that sooner rather than later. Meeting of the Minds. Not exactly what I wanted, but of course we will just play it to draw 2. I mean white-black, so they can play the Standard Bearer again. Which also means they're not cracking in for 5 here, or 4, or 6. Maybe they do want to just play it in. They are, okay. I kind of get that, just trying to finish things quickly. It is a 3-turn clock. If we don't draw anything good, we are in dire straits. Alright, we will play Meeting of the Minds. Last Breath is good. So, we can play Last Breath, we can play Cryogem Relic as well. Let us just go Cryogem Relic first. We'll play the Simic Growth, pick up the Forest. Blue pips are the ones that matter. Play this. Pass the turn. Cryogem Relic's also good. Like, we're obviously going to Last Breath the crap out of that Chested Acolyte, but they are doing that. We will Last Breath that. It also means like they don't have anything else chuffing along. They're not able to play anything else unless they go like untap land, play the bearer. But they can attack with the barrel once, and then they can do stuff. This is like a pretty like cooked position as well. We'll have 6 through the rest of this. Oh yeah, cat. That's pretty good. We can't do much. I think even we just go 4-5. Honestly, I think we just play the lowering build. Do you draw another one of those? Let us just. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we got too much now. 4, 8. We have to discard. I'll probably say this forest, but we need to find something, you know. So now, I mean, they didn't even on land, but essentially they can just buff this up, and then we can Cryogem Relic it. All right, so now they can play. I'm going to go 1, 2. That is a problem. Now they can actually just play the standard bearer, and then they attack in again with it. So it might be the end for us. Because we can pulse, but nothing meaningful. Should play the bearer here. Yeah, it's a very good card here. Don't get me wrong. We drew a Murmuring Mystic, which is, as the French say, very good. So we'll go 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got 3 mana left up. We can block it. I think we just play it for now. We don't have anything in red. Or white, really, but we will just. Let's play it. This. And then. Like, if we need to, we can Ghostly Flicker. Ghostly Flicker and then untap a land. Doesn't do much, though. This Pulsing does something if they didn't do anything. They play Wayfinder, that's fine. Bullhound, Rumble. Okay, we're gonna land. And we have plenty of gas, don't get me wrong. Sorry, I should have tapped so we didn't actually tap the Semi-Growth Chamber here. But we can block. Then we can bounce this and this. Tap these. Try and find some familiars, eh? For a bunch of cards. Right, Stonehorn locks that up. That's good for us. Play this. Name white. This. 2, 4. Play Stonehorn. Then we'll attack for 1. We just keep up this up with Ghostly Flicker in case we need to. No Cryogem Relics just yet. We've got 11 minutes on clock, so hopefully we can just use this Mystique and these draws and what have you to win the game. I was just thinking Curse Marauder was very good, but, you know, we just get rid of the Stonehorn Dignitary. And then we just pulse it back. We can't pulse the Mystic, bro. We can't afford to lose this, you know. They shouldn't do the gate here because oh, Tetanus. Oh, that's very good. To get back a Curse Marauder, that's cool. We can't do anything specific about that, so just let it happen. Let us Ghostly Flicker. Oh no, sorry, not Ghostly Flicker. Let's just pulse. None of these. The Stonehorn back. And the thing is they stack, so I'm kind of fine with just doing it a couple times here. Yield to this. Get the Rhino back. My turn. Memory Lapse is good, so let's just play the Stonehorn. 1, 2, 3, 4. playing the Stonehorn. Play the Chancery, pick up the Plains. And so we can do that. We can do Memory Lapse. So let's maybe even just play out other Relic. Sorry, I was meant to attack. That's okay. The computer's lagging now because it's feeling the heat of the moment. I also feel the heat of the moment. So I'm just going to do a target to get back the Marauder. And I can get back that. Oh, that just comes back straight away. Damn. Right. Well, we're probably. I think what we'll do is Meeting of the Minds. To tap all these. Yeah, I was expecting that. In flashback, they're going to bring back the Marauder again. It's pretty good. Let's let them, like, this is obviously very good. We need the bird, so we'll get rid of that. And let's honestly put this on top, so they're not going to do it again this turn. They're on a lot of life, that's for sure. So note to self, if we go to another game, we need to bring in stuff. Oh, that's such a good idea. Holy moly. So we're actually losing the Memory Mystic now. Clutch. Oh, but I can't cast it this turn. Okay. Well, here we're going to play out. Play this. I kind of actually do want to do this now. Just draw 4 cards. And the Archaeomancer. So we can Archaeomancer for the combo here. So what we can play, I think we can't do it quite this turn, but if we just go undo, let's honestly just play out another Dignitary. Play the Sunscape Familiar. Attack with the birds. It's still hard to kind of come from this. And then next turn, you know, we get rid of Stonehorn, that's fine, but then we can just do the loop with Archaeomancer. We're Meeting of the Minds, get another bird. But yeah, definitely just letting them use the Crippling Canopy Claws and then just get rid of Stonehorn Dignitary. The Rumbling. Into, we got some good stuff here. This is such a good idea with a Tetanus. It's like a cool Gates list with Tetanus. Dread Return, holy moly, Batman. So it's more if they can just, I mean, they have multiple flashbacks, so they can actually get rid of a lot of stuff here. Nothing for that. I mean, we could have temporaled, I guess, for it. The green here, so they can make that bigger. We have enough mana, it's okay. Oh, they're doing a Gorehound. Okay, so now we can just get rid of the Stonehorn. They've only got they've got 2 other manas. They can go do the claws. And that's it, they just have the claws, so they can just do it one more time. We kind of just came into time here where we have the cycle here, but yeah, obviously we're gonna have to get rid of Rhino, which we will do. And then, I mean, they can have another colored thing and go off still, but we can essentially play Archaeomancer, get back Ghostly Flicker, and then do Infinite Birds, which is the plan. Such a good play. All right, so they're doing the thing. So let us just go. God, I wish I kept up a memory lapse now, but we'll go tap, tap, tap. So now we need another Sunscape here. So do we actually get rid of the Memory Mystic, because then we can... No, get rid of a Sunscape, and then... I think because it's like 4 mana. I don't know, sorry, it should have been the other way around. We should have done the Sunscape. But I think now, unless they can do it again, we're in dire straits. But I think we can still go off, essentially. We can still go... Because we've got a Snap, which is like a giant ritual. Temporal Spring doesn't help me too much, but we'll go play Archaeomancer. Get back Ghostly Flicker. Maybe we can't actually go off, because we need the pulse. We can make a crap ton of birds, so we can go target you, target this draw. Thinking about what I want to do. Yeah, maybe we actually don't have enough mana here, which is a little bit sad. Sad for us. Get back Pulse, and then we get the other one. Maybe we just try and find the other one. Maybe we just do keep going Ghostlies and try and find the Demonic Wall. Or do we? Are we actually meant to go like... No, we don't have the wall here. We can Last Breath that, so that's what we're going to do here. Oh, we have to Last Breath that first. That's so annoying. Get the Ghostly Prison back. Let's just do that. Alright, maybe we just actually get rid of the Standard Bearer. And then just block with the bird. So we'll just go Temporal Spring this. Last Breath this. That goes away for a long time. And then we can attack with a bunch of birds. And then on our turn, I mean, we don't have to go infinite, essentially is what I'm saying. We can just go, we can memory lapse whatever they want, and we can just snap this Sacred Cat. And then, I mean, hopefully we just have enough time. We will memory lapse that. I just want to use our mana now. And hopefully they use all their mana and just, they're doing that, that's fine. Just snap this. Let's all lose one less if I did the flip. Now we can just do this twice, get two more birds. Yeah, and then get back the Ghostly Flicker. But now they can't do the lifelink. I feel pretty good now. Back the Ghostly Flicker. We've got the memory lapse. So now we just play the island. Tackle all those. And we can always just Ghostly Flicker stuff back, you know? The God's Pharaoh's Gift. Pass. Oh, sorry. What we need to do was actually just we could have just iced that, but you know, now we can just basically do whatever we need to do. Memory lapse that. See, this is why I don't want to run it through a league first, you know? Oh, they can play that, that's fine. Fail as well. Ah, very smart. They can embalm that, and then they can attack the Snarling, but attack for 8, and then I think we can get enough birds in play now. Always get back the Ghostly Flicker. We just block with get back the Ghostly Flicker, draw the cards. Always yield to that. That happens. Got 10. We'll just target this, I guess. Well, I never run this in the league because they'll probably lose the game otherwise. But I think we can just do an Alpha Strike next turn. So I'm not talking that much. These two don't really need to draw any more cards. And then we can just get a last breath. I think that's enough. 5, 7. Oh, it might not be actually. Let's just get a snap here. All right. And then that should do it. And that's exact, well, almost exactsies, but you can see how this deck is. There we go. Everyone attack. 11, yes. Unless it's 1 damage short. There we go, it's exactly 20, there we go. All right, you can see kind of what I think about this deck, and you have to play it really fast. Anyway, let's do a quick wrap up. Okay, so this was the deck in a whole. It was really fun, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. It's obviously very similar to Familiars, but you could see how we could almost demonstrate a lock a little bit earlier, especially in those slower games that we had. So once you kind of had the Temple Springs, the Archaeomancer, and then just having whatever kind of waffle card that they have, and you can just return it to the top, you kind of have so many turns to build the rest of your combo with the Familiars. It felt quite nice, and especially playing against Tron and whatnot, having the proactive plan of the Temple Springs felt good. Stonehill Dignitaries obviously are very important against aggro. Things that probably changes, I don't think really you need the Portents. I think your Memory Lapses and Temple Springs do enough. You probably want to go up on like 2 Lorien Revealeds, or maybe even just chuck in some Ephemerate so you can get more of the value. You could also maybe find a place for like one of the creatures that returns lands if you want to, but that's probably a bit of a stretch anyway. The sideboard, we didn't get to see too much. I wouldn't hate probably having some level of like relics. The last breaths were nice. You could probably just cut like this circle of protection. And maybe a bit more less training wheels, maybe an extra Murmuring Mystic somewhere, but it's hard to know what we'll probably cut. Maybe just like cut the Mnemonic Ball and just run another Murmuring Mystic. And then, yeah, maybe just... These last breaths are good, but like the Thraben Charm is also just a removal spell. And we've got counter spells anyway, so maybe cutting the Thraben Charm... Sorry, cutting the last breaths, putting in like a Thraben Charm in like one or two relics. So probably cutting the circle, last breath, 2 relics, cut the other last breath for another Thraben Charm and call it a day in the sideboard. Yeah, probably just trade these for like Ephemerate. Ephemerate's too busted not to run. You know, it can protect your random stuff as well. But yeah, just too good not to run. Or like even just running some Preordains just to smooth out your draws to try and find your combo pieces. I think it's still better than Portent. So it's a cool card, but yeah, it's probably not right for this deck anyway. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.